Hello YouTube, how the heck are we doing? It is Foul Play here, and we're back again for Pauper this time. It's a bit of modern action over the weekend, taking over the schedule a little bit. Obviously that went relatively well for us, and I'm definitely excited to get back into the Pauper side of things here today. So I'm going to be taking an unchanged list with my Lotus pedal variant into the second to last league for my data analysis series that we're doing. Obviously, playsets of Cartouche, Ethereal, one of Sentinel's Eyes, playset of Rancor, Ancestral Mask, Armadillo Cloak, and then of Abundant Growth and Utopia Sprawl, which is the way that this version of the deck gets its white mana. So yeah, so far the deck's been fairly successful, particularly when the metagame has shifted towards the red burn deck with all the value, so away from Grixis and Edict type decks to red mana. Alright, so with the sideboard, we're continuing with Crimson Acolyte as a 3, Scattershot Archer as a 4, Young Wolf as a 3, Flowering Pain as a 2, Standard Bearer down to 1 of, and we're introducing Crewfix's Insight as a way to deal with decks that interact a lot with our enchantments, such as ones with Dawnbringer Cleric and Ephemerate. So that can be quite problematic, and hopefully Crewfix's Insight gives us the gas we need to overpower them. So here we are for match number 1 up against Double P. We won the Dyro. We're going to be on the play. This hand could be a little bit slow. Unfortunately, this is Abundant Growth and not Utopia Sprawl, so we can't ramp off at turn 1 to guarantee Aura on turn 2. I think I'm just going to lead on Scout and Pass. Could naturally draw land and make our decision making a lot easier. Subjuga Bog from the opponent. Okay, Armadillo Cloak, not the end of our deck we want to be seeing. And that's just going to be a lazy attack for 1 there from us. Okay, opponent plays an Orzohv card right there. It's a little bit terrifying. Alright, so we did hit our land drop. We'll go ahead and Ethereal Armor here. So playing the second Scout for Edict Protection into what is a black-white deck. Looks like they have Journey to Nowhere. If we see Dawnbringer Cleric, that could be the worst case scenario. Alright, looks like they've got Castigate, so they're going to take away one of our Armadillo Cloaks, presumably. So Armadillo Cloak, and that one does get exiled. Subjuga Bog, yeah, it's fine. Okay, well, we don't hit land for Armadillo Cloak, but we do hit a Rancor, so that's going to be a nice aggressive attack here from our deck. And we should be able to race anything they're doing next turn, mostly. We'll see. I guess technically we could get blown out by Double Chainer's Edict, so Sparring Overseer. Okay, that's fine. So usually these decks run Ephemerate, I'm pretty sure. And also with Dawnbringer, usually it's somewhere between like 1 and 3 copies in the main, I believe. And usually they have 3 to 4 in the entire list. All right, so we just hit Ethereal Armor. We get to attack for the win now. And just a little bit too quick for what they were up to, even though we had that slightly stunted start. Alright, so this could be what our opponent is up to. You see Dawnbringer Cleric here, as we saw earlier in the match. Inspiring Overseer and, you know, the right land suite. So cards to be worried about in the main deck include Chainer's Edict. Target player sacrifices a creature with flashback of 7. And Suffocating Fumes. Additionally, if we were to remove an opponent's Dawnbringer Cleric, they can actually bring it back with Omen of the Dead, which can be annoying. And they do have Pestilence as well, sometimes in the main deck, which is an absolute wrecking ball for us. In the sideboard, we can see more Dawnbringer Cleric, more Edict effects, more Suffocating Fumes, and an Arms of Hadir. A reminder as well, guys, if you do find this video entertaining or informative, please consider subscribing to help support the channel. All right, so these are the cards I like the look of: Young Wolf and Crewfix's Insight. Probably I'm just taking out Silhana Ledgewalker for Young Wolf. It's probably somewhere between 1 and 2 copies. I'm not entirely sure what's right there. I kind of want to trim on Mask a little bit here. Maybe a Cloak, maybe a Lotus Petal. Let's go like that and see how we do. All right, so opponent playing first this time. This hand looks decent. I'm going to go ahead and keep it. Opponent has mulliganed to 5 cards. Well, that's a pretty handy help for us in what can be a difficult match post-board. Well, I feel very bad for our opponent because they mulliganed to 3 cards, and that's never a good feeling. Yeah, apologies to our opponent for that misfortune. We will go ahead and cast the turn 1 cartouche here, get that protection against Chainer's Edict. Next turn, we can use our forest to cycle Ash Barrens to another white source. We drew the Rancor though, so we might not necessarily want to. There is Chainer's Edict straight off the bat, so there's no real surprises there. Now we're incentivized to play the second cartouche of Solidarity, so we'll go ahead and do that. And an attack for 3. All right, on to our opponent. And it should just be all business from us at this point, hopefully. Opponent passes back to us. We find the forest. Forest, not bad. All right, so we'll throw down Rancor. And throw down Sentinel's Eyes. And attack for a bunch. I don't think we need to get too tricky with our auras here. Our opponent has missed a land drop, so getting like Arms of Hadeard is less likely. Opponent with the Chainer's Edict now. All right, we'll take away that one. And passing back to us, we find Young Wolf. All right, so Young Wolf seems fine. I guess Silhana, when our opponent's at 2 mana, is fine as well, extending that onto the board. So we attack them to 5. They're 1 attack off dead. And unfortunately, we had a pretty good hand that lined up to what they were doing. Opponent gets another draw. Goes up to 6 without life gain as well. It's all over Red Rover, though, unfortunately for them. We do have Trample on the Scout, and we have an extra couple of power off to the side attacking wide. Alright, so that's going to be it for today's video, guys. It was a bit of a quick one. I hope you enjoyed it anyway. As always, if you did enjoy it, please consider subscribing to stick around for more like this. And have a wonderful day. I'll catch you next time.